bus plan is coming to the city's largest borough. It comes after a lot of complaints from riders in Queens who rely on public transportation. But officials are running into a few roadblocks along the way. News 4's Andrew Siff live in Forest Hills, Queens, with what we learned today about this new plan, Andrew.
Yes, well, we first of all learned that this plan has been in the works for years. It started before the pandemic, and they finally got the final draft out today. And what it promises to do is to add more frequent bus service on dozens and dozens of routes. The MTA considering it a major overhaul. Waiting for a bus can be extra challenging when your livelihood depends on it.
Some people don't live close by the subway, so you got to take the bus to get to your work, you know. But if you're not on time, you're late every damn day.
Fixing the problem, a tangled issue. One look at the Queens bus map with dozens of crisscrossing routes hints at why.
This has been years in the making.
Today, MTA officials promised a new bus system in the city's largest borough, expanding the 113 existing routes to 121, aimed at helping the 800,000 daily riders currently experiencing reliability of only 73%.
Those riders deserve a strong system that's faster than walking. This is the minimum, folks. Got to be faster than walking.
It sounds like a joke, but the borough president said it's real.
It is easier to get to Florida by plane on some days than to get to Manhattan by bus and train.
Solutions include straighter routes with fewer turns, extending others like the Q60 to reduce the need for transfers, and more red-tinted bus priority lanes like this one. They've encountered double parking obstacles like on this day, when the transit president shooed away an Uber and vented about UPS.
What can Brown do for you? Me? Get the hell out of my bus lane.
Another challenge, congestion pricing, set to start next spring before the revamped bus network hits the road, troubling the city council's transit chair.
While I appreciate the intention, I have serious concerns about the proposal at hand.
Councilmember Sylvina Brooks Powers telling me one of her concerns is, well-intentioned as though it may be, by straightening out some of the routes, the MTA then requires other riders to make a transfer to get where they're going. So as a result, there are going to be all kinds of public hearings in January, February, and March, a lot to sort out before this hits the road. We're live in Elmhurst, Queens. Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
And it affects a lot of people. Andrew, thank you.
Important around, and the routes really hadn't been redesigned for decades. In the case of Queens, maybe 100 years. They were still going to some old trolley stops. Staten Island's done, Bronx is done. The Queens one was always going to be the biggest one. All kinds of comments helped shape the new maps and the new proposal. Riders take their commutes very seriously, and in Queens, there are more bus riders, more routes than any other borough here. It's often just part of the trip.
Subway to the bus.
Karen waits for the 10. When it comes to the new redesign, she has a simple message. What could they do better?
Come quicker.
How long do you wait now? How long is the wait?
It's 10, 20 minutes.
The comments echo around the bus stop. The process started 4 years ago with public workshops and was paused for COVID. Planners also had to go back to the drawing board. The MTA got 15,000 comments, which helped draft this final plan. The MTA added 15 new local routes and an express bus Southeast Queens route. The focus is frequency, connections to destinations in neighborhoods, subways, and the LIRR. Bus stop changes have been reevaluated. 41% of the routes have been realigned, shortened, or extended. The state included $30 million in new funding in the budget to add bus service in Queens.
What we're trying to do is to create a much better system, more reliable, faster, more options, and especially more connectivity.
The MTA made the announcement along Queens Boulevard with elected officials who were asked about getting it done before congestion pricing.
I want to ensure the MTA is looking at the bus redesign and congestion pricing holistically. And this process must be equitable and balanced.
It is easier to get to Florida by plane on some days than to get to Manhattan by bus and train in parts of southern Queens. But we're going to fix that with the redesign.
The MTA says enforcement is increasing with cameras on buses and stopping people from blocking bus lanes.
We are looking at a number of corridors, as you mentioned, priority corridors for not only bus lanes, but enforcement.
The MTA will also be out with NYPD on local buses as well to get out a message about not evading the fare. The city plays a big role in this as well with traffic with the bus lanes. The DOT commissioner was here. Coming up at 5, we will hear about the city's involvement with this, and really the next step is more public hearings. So this isn't happening yet. It's still just a proposal. Live in Kew Gardens, Queens, Greg Mocker, Pix 11 News.
Yeah, it's certainly got many more steps to go. Okay, thank you, Greg.
Okay, hello there, everyone. I am now going to be reacting to the final, yes, quotation there, final Queens Bus Network redesign plan that came out earlier today. And I'm still not happy about one thing. They're still planning to eliminate bus stops, which I'm going to use Jack Nierenberg's favorite word here from Passengers United. This is going to disproportionately affect people with disabilities and senior citizens who make up a large majority of the Queens County population. So, you got to remember one thing about Queens. Disabled people, that's one thing, but we have the most senior citizens out of any borough in the whole 5-borough region. And guess what? They take the bus. Alright? And we're talking about people who are the age of 65, who are above the age of 65, okay? And I have to mention them right now because they are the ones that are going to heavily be affected by this new plan, okay? So, we're going to get into the proposed network. Now, unlike the last couple of times, the MTA made it a little bit easier this time around to show a final proposed map. So we have the maps of the local and the express networks. And the things I'm going to show you in this video, I'm going to talk about bus stops that are going to get eliminated because I'm still not too thrilled about what they're planning to do here. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to look into the brand new network, alright? Let's see what we got here, and I do apologize. This is a big file. I mean, everything's big. The whole plan's like 90 megabytes from what I was seeing earlier today. So let's start off with my neck of the woods in Fresh Meadows. Alright, let's begin with that, alright? So the first question is, Q46, that's not going to get touched. Q46 will remain the way it is, alright? So if anybody's asking me what's going to happen with the Q46, don't worry about it. Alright, so now the 46 is going to be, again, its own strict bus route, which I've been complaining about for years. Alright, the 46 needs to be from Long Island Jewish Hospital only. And they're going to go with the Q48 route, which will begin in the area around Little Neck Parkway. So that's still going to be proposed as part of this bus redesign. Now, the next thing I'm going to mention here is going to be the Q36 route. Alright? So what are you going to do with the Q36 now? You may be wondering. Well, it's not going to start in Flowood Park anymore. Alright? So that other part of the route now, that's going to supposedly be the Q110 bus. Now, a lot of people in Queens have been complaining that they can't get past 212th Street right now. So what the MTA did, they're now going to have the Q110 go directly down Jamaica Avenue. Alright? So that's one note that I would like to make here. Okay? So Q36 is going to be its own dedicated route. Still going to go the same way. Still going to go to Hillside, and it's going to end at the bus terminal in Jamaica. Alright? So if anybody's asking me, do not worry about that, okay? So now we're going to go to the next question at hand. Will the Q88 bus remain intact? And the good news is it looks like the Q88, after much complaining about it, the Q88 route is going to remain intact, which I am very happy about, okay? And the reason why I am directly happy about this is because, I'm sorry, you can't impact the people of Fresh Meadows as much, okay? You're basically telling them, you know, look, we're going to make it harder for you to have a one-seat ride to the Queens Center Mall or the Queens Village train station. So the good news is they're not touching that, which is, thank goodness the MTA, you know, heard us out about that, because that would have been a big problem if the Q88 route had gotten cut, right? That would have been a big no-no. Big no-no. Now, next question. What's going to happen with the Q30? Q30 will now begin at Queensboro Community College, okay? So at Queensboro Community College now, the route's going to basically go from there. Now, the one concern that I had also addressed with the MTA a couple years ago was, well, you can't take away our Q30 route down Utopia Parkway, because we need 2 bus routes going down Utopia Parkway here in Fresh Meadows. So at least the good news is we're going to have that. But now, the problem is, if you're along Utopia Parkway, I think you need to take a seat for this one. So for my Fresh Meadowers that live on Utopia Parkway, you need to pay attention to this part, because you might not like this or you may like this. So take a deep breath. What I'm about to tell you, and I noticed this earlier today. So, there's now going to be a brand new proposed Q75 bus route. Now, am I happy about this? In a way, yes. And here's the reason why. Okay? So, the thing with this new bus route that they are proposing right now, and what they're trying to do here, is they're going to start from where the route, the current Q30 begins. So this is going to be Horace Harding Expressway and Little Neck Parkway. Now, for a friend of mine, I'll give an example, and I'm sure he reached out to the MTA. I hope he put his input into this. He knows who he is if he's watching this. So I do have a friend who lives near the current Q30, right? So the thing with the Q30 is, my friend was complaining, oh, why can't I get to, you know, Union Turnpike a lot quicker now and get the EF train? Well, guess what? Now, my friend's going to have a little bit of an easier time getting not only to the Fresh Meadows Shopping Plaza, if he wants to do that, from where he is near Douglaston Parkway, in that vicinity, but now what he's going to have, he's now going to have a route that will take him from, yes, basically it's going to make the right onto 188th Street, and then it will just go down straight to Union Turnpike. So now the Q75 is going to end right around there, okay? Actually, no, I thought it... No, okay. Alright, well that's not going to help him. Thought the route was supposed to go down Union Turnpike. No. Why are they making the Q75? And... Oh, okay. So it may not be that bad. You can still go to Briarwood. Okay. So Briarwood, yeah, that might not be an ideal situation, but at least going to Briarwood is... At least you're still going to have a subway connection, so it's not that bad in that sense. So it's still possible to access the Briarwood train station. Okay. Because I'm like, wait a minute, they're not putting it near a subway stop? So they are putting it. Okay, so that's Briarwood. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. So I was like, uh-oh, they said they wanted to put a new route near a subway station. Alright, next up, let's talk about this brand new Q45 route that they're planning to do. So now you're going to have a short route. Q45 will now go from 188th Street right by the Fresh Meadows Shopping Plaza, and now it will go from Fresh Meadows. So this is basically going to be a semi-express route, which I guess there is a need for it. I don't know. I mean, that might be an incentive to maybe keep the Fresh Meadows real estate market alive. Because if you do have public transit as an incentive to buy in Fresh Meadows, then if you have the semi-express route that goes to the EF on the Kew Gardens Union Turnpike station, then maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, let's stick to the next, last topping point. Q17. So what's going to happen with the Q17? Now, supposedly, the Q17 is going to have a brand new start endpoint near Jamaica Avenue. So we'll take a look at that specific later on. But the question is, is it going to still go on Hillside Avenue and then make the left onto 188th Street? So yes, that will still go the way it is. That will still be the way it is. What about the Q76? Okay, good. Q76, where's that going to go? I just want to see. Oh, okay, so now the 76 is going to be running along that way. But I got a problem here. The 76 is not going to be going to Northshore Farms, which I'm not too thrilled about, being honest. So now you're going to basically tell everybody to take the Q62 route, which, how does that help anybody coming from Fresh Meadows? Honestly, it really doesn't. So that's the first problem that I have. And I'm going to have to express that to the MTA when I speak to them next week, because I'm sorry, but what are they doing to the Q76? Why are you making this bus make a left onto here? Alright? And then what? Make us take this brand new Q15 route? Like, come on. How does that help anyone? It really doesn't, because you can't walk from 154th Street, because that's not anywhere near Northshore Farms. Really? I mean, we gotta go back to the drawing board. I'll have to figure this plan out in a second here, because they do have a trip planner, and I guess what I'll have to do is figure it out from there, unless I can map it out. I can use Google Maps if I need to. So again, 17's not touched. 46 is not touched. 3031, you're still going to have the routes go down Utopia Parkway. 88 does not get touched. So at least for bus riders in Fresh Meadows, you're not going to see a drastic change unless you take a look at the Q31, which that's what we're going to get into right now. So here's the 3031. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, are they both going to go to Jamaica? And here's the honest answer. It looks like yes. And I'll have to confirm it in just a second. But supposedly now, the 31 is now going to go from Jamaica all the way up to Bay Terrace, which I guess that's going to help people in Jamaica find job opportunities. It might be beneficial to them. Is that what the MTA is doing here? Because I'm noticing that here. Okay, let's take a look at the other routes. So, let's see. What's going on with the Q18? So now they're changing it to the Q61 on Willets Point Boulevard. Alright, well, is it still going to go to Flushing? Alright, still going to go to Flushing. Okay. Because I'm like, wait a minute, where's the Q18? They're just going to change it to a brand new route. Okay. Alright, well. Yeah, I'm just taking a look here. Okay, Q13 will be intact. Q28 looks like that will be intact, like I was mentioning earlier. Okay, because believe me, if the 28 and the 31 got touched, my bad, the 28 and the 13 got touched, I would not be too happy about that. Believe me. Believe me. I would not be too thrilled about that right now. But what I am happy about, at least the good news is, they did keep one promise, the MTA, and I'm going to give them credit when credit's due. So now the Q31 is going to go directly to the Auburndale train station, which I guess now for the Fresh Meadows real estate market, that's going to give an incentive when congestion pricing comes in. If this plan goes the way it does now, It's not a long walk from Utopia Parkway. So we'll take a look at the bus stops here, and we'll figure that out. Because I hope they're going to make a bus stop near the train station. Because if they do that, then that's definitely an incentive. That's no question there. And honestly, you know, when I look at what are they planning here, you know, Francis Lewis Boulevard's still a mess. You still got to fix those out-of-sync traffic lights. That's one thing that still needs to be fixed. Which I hope that, you know, that will still get addressed in the near future. I mean, again, you know, I'll propose this to the MTA. Let's do what Portland and Boston are doing. They have sensors on the buses that tell the traffic lights, hey, just want to let you know the bus is coming. Time for the light to change green, because Portland has been really doing a good job on that lately. So I'll give the Transit Authority out in Portland, Oregon credit on that one. Which we should be adopting that technology. I don't know why we are not. Why are we bragging about bus lanes? Because at least in Portland with the bus lanes, the traffic light turns green for the bus. That's how you move the bus along. So, let's see. Q27, is that still going to be intact? Okay, good. Q27 will still be... Okay, alright, good. So that's still going to run down Springfield Boulevard. I'm just looking through it, guys. Don't mind me here. And I said, Q46, I'm not worried about that one. Okay. Now, let's take a look at the Q65. So is that still going to be running along its normal route? Okay, good. Q65 will still be going along its normal route, which is good. But here's the problem. Right, okay, I'm just making sure. So where's the Q34? Oh no. Oh no. No. Have they cut the Q34? Did they cut the Q34 to Whitestone? You gotta be kidding me. They cut the Q34. I don't see it anywhere, guys. I think they cut the Q34. Oh, guys, this is going to be a problem now. They're planning to cut the Q34. I'm going to have to show you the current Q34 in just a bit, because I'm noticing there's one big problem. They're cutting the Q34. How could you cut the Q34 to Whitestone? That's going to be a problem. No. Okay, I do want to take a look at the Bronx for a second. I'm just reacting to this as we go along here, because this is going to be a full in-lane video. Because you know me, I've done it before in the last two videos. Okay. Oh no, you gotta be kidding me. So the Fordham Express route has been taken off the table. Oh no, this is let me see. Yeah, that's not even anywhere near Fordham. Are you kidding me? Oh no. It's right by the Bronx Zoo still. So they basically screwed us. There's no express bus going to Fordham. Like, really? We were promised a full express route to Fordham. Like, what's going on here? But it is going to be accessible by... Okay, so the 2-5 train will still be accessible over here. Okay. So at least they'll have some subway access, but... I don't see the point in that. What's the point here? Really? I just don't get it. I just really do not get it. I'll have to see where they're proposing to end this, but, yeah. Okay, so they're still going to keep the Q19, it looks like. I want to see the route that goes to Astoria, at least. Are they keeping that one? Okay, good. Q19 will still end in Astoria. Thank goodness. So I'm like, you can't touch that one. Q19 needs to go to Astoria. Okay, how about Q101? Is that going to go up Steinway Street? Okay, good. Q101's not going to get touched. As far as the Q66, how's that one looking? Okay, good. So, at least the good news is now with the Q66, that's gonna be a strict Northern Boulevard route, it looks like. But the problem I have with that, what if the subway is down? That is a problem, because I've had an instance where I ended up in Queensbridge and I needed to take the Q66. And my dad may not be too thrilled about this one either, because the Q66 is right by his mechanic. So they're just strictly going to make that run down Northern Boulevard. Okay. Just taking a look at that one for a second. Now, another noticeable change, and I had mentioned this to my relatives in Great Neck earlier this afternoon when I first looked at it. I was telling them, you know, what are we doing with the Q1213? Basically now, what they're doing with the Q1213, they're going to make the 12 make the left down to Main Street in Flushing. The 13 is now going to be running along Sanford. Oh boy, I don't know what they're doing right now. I mean, what are they doing here? I don't know if the Q12 can make that turn over there. I'll have to take a look at that one in just a second. But alright, I'm just going to take a look to see what's going to happen with the Q58. Alright, so it looks like the 58's still going to go to Ridgewood, it looks like. Alright, looks like it is. Okay. Now, here's some good news. If you're in Flushing and you've been wanting direct access to the Queen Center Mall, there is some good news. They are now proposing a brand new Q98 route that will go down that way. Alright? And what are they doing with the route on Elliott Avenue? They're changing that one too? Oh boy. Q14 they're now proposing. Like, really? The other question you may be asking me, well, what's going to happen with the Q59 from Williamsburg? So that's still going to run. Q54, let's see, is that still going to run to Jamaica? Hope it is, because there'll be a lot of angry people in Jamaica that will not be too thrilled that that Q54 gets cut. Okay, good. Okay. Now, as far as the bus to Erskine Street, how about that? The shopping plaza over there. Are they still gonna have that one? Oh boy, look at that. Still no direct bus service. You gotta be kidding me right now. You gotta be kidding me. So basically now, what they're doing to people in Queens, they're telling everybody in Jamaica to take the Q56 bus and take this brand new proposed B13 route that would basically get you down to Erskine Street, where Gateway Plaza is. Alright, let's see. Is the 41... What's going to happen with the Q41? Let's see here. Not seeing anything with the 41. Are they keeping that one intact? Yeah, I don't need... Oh, here's the 41. Okay. Yeah, the route that goes to, yeah. Okay. Okay, good. So it looks like the 41's going to remain intact. Okay. I was worried there for a second. I was like, okay. Here's another question. I'm going to mention SBC NYC EAS here. He may be asking this question right now in Ozone Park. So what's going to happen with the Q37 and the Q10? I'm going to mention him right now because I'm sure he's wondering what's going to happen here. Good news is Q10, Q37, that's still going, Q10 still going to go to JFK, so that's the good news. Let's see what else here. Right. Q37 will still go to Aqueduct Racetrack. Okay. Alright. I was worried there for a second. I was like, wait a minute here. What's going on? We still gonna have our air-trained JFK access? That is a good question. Okay. So yeah, but that's some of the summary of it. Okay. So I guess now what we need to do is figure out what's going on here with Whitestone, because I'm left wondering more questions. Q15s, that's still going to run from Flushing? Okay, good. That doesn't get touched. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. What are we doing here? Don't touch that route. Mm-mm. No. No, 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 no. You do not touch that route. Mm-mm. No. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, we are now going to talk about the Q34 getting cut. Alright, so here's the current Q25-34 schedule, and I don't get it. Why in the world are they planning to cut the bus the way it is? There's going to be no... Basically, if you're coming from Jamaica, right? And you need that Q25-34 to get you over to where, you know, where you need to be. Nope. Yeah, here's the current route the way it is, right? So, hang on, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying to pull it up here. So there's the Q25 right there. Basically, that's where it ends. Unless, hang on. Okay, good. Okay. So the 25 is going to run that way. Okay. So I thought the 25 doesn't get touched. The 34, however, that's the one that's going to get touched. In the gray, see? 32nd Avenue, right? So, Linden Place, right? Right around that area. Sorry. No Q34. Just confirming it right now. So there's Main Street, right? 35th Avenue. Yes, so. Honestly, I don't know what we're doing here. What are we doing here? Q62? Are you kidding me? What are we doing here? Basically, if you're telling people to get over to Willets Point Boulevard in Whitestone, right? Sorry, you're not going to have that anymore. I mean, again, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? We have no way to get people over to 149th Street and Willets Point Boulevard now. This is not good. This is bad. I don't see anything that suggests... So, they're cutting the Q34. They're cutting the Q34, guys. This is bad. I can't believe they're cutting the Q34. So, for you folks in Jamaica, I have some bad news. I just double-checked it. Guess what? If you're coming from Jamaica and you need to get over to 149th and over there, there's good news and bad news. Alright? Good news, bad news. There's a new Q61 that begins in Flushing. But again, you have to change in Flushing. So now you've lost your one-seat ride. You have now lost your one-seat ride. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is not acceptable. They're cutting the Q34. How could you cut the Q34? So trust me, this is not gonna end well. All right, you can't do this. Cutting the Q34 would be a big problem. All right. Now, as far as having another route go down Bell Boulevard, I mean, you only have one route right now, Q13. So, yeah, it's only gonna be one route. Which is not really ideal. All right. Okay. So, what I want to get into next is a couple other examples of this bus redesign. So we're now looking at Northern Boulevard and Main Street, okay? Now look at this. All right, you got a big island here. I don't know if the Q12 being the way it is, the big way it is right now, you know, I don't know how I feel about that, okay? Now let's say you want to go further past Main Street down Northern Boulevard, right? Right now. So again, you're going to have to take the Q66. Basically, you take the Q66 and then you go from there pretty much. And apparently now they want to do a Q63 route? Oh, okay. I see what they're doing now. Okay. So the Q63... Where does the 63 route go? Okay, so it begins in Long Island City. Okay, that's the one that will go on 21st Street. Okay. So I thought they were changing the Q66. Okay, so the 66 is going to be the express route that goes down Northern Boulevard. 63, it's going to be the Q63 local. Okay, I just wanted to confirm that. Alright. So at least you're now going to have an express bus that goes that way. But still, you know, I'm still upset the Q34 is not going to have that one-seat ride now. I just don't get it. Why are we doing this? Alright. So now what I want to do is... I want to go down and start off with the bus stops that are still planning to get eliminated. Which I'm still not thrilled about. Why are we doing this? Why are we still planning to get rid of bus stops? That's going to disproportionately affect senior citizens and disabled people, which make up a large population of Queens County residents. Alright? Okay. So, here's what I am happy about. At least they're getting rid of the 196th Street bus stop. But why are we keeping the 194th Street stop? I don't get that. Okay, so at least the 204th Street stop doesn't get eliminated. And I don't see that 202nd Street one. I mean, if they get rid of that stop near La Mescala, then okay. If you gotta go around the corner, then alright. I don't know how it would impact senior citizens if they wanted to go into the Colombian restaurant, but they're still planning to do that, okay? Northern Boulevard and 217th Street. They're gonna keep that one, okay. But Springfield Boulevard they're planning to get rid of. Which, I don't know how I feel about that one. 217th Street, okay. So let's see. I want to see Northern Boulevard and 217th Street. So let's go further down Northern. And let's see if I can still access... just taking a look at it. Yes, okay. So here's Northern Boulevard. And... just taking a look at it. So how come I don't see the bus stops? This not loading? This not loading. Okay, good. So there is... but I'm not too thrilled they're planning to get rid of the Springfield Boulevard bus stop. Alright, why are they planning to do that? What, just because it's short distance? I mean, yeah, I can cross Northern Boulevard normally, but, you know, I like to be able to cross on the traffic light. Which, again, I don't know why they're planning to do this. And then remove the 220th place stop. Okay. So let me see. Where's 223rd Street? Is that anywhere near Burger King? Okay, good. So they are going to keep the stop near Burger King. Okay. So I got to go like an extra block then. Okay, not a big deal because, you know, that's Springfield Boulevard. I mean, that's the closest stop to the Wendy's over there. Now, I'm so sorry. Let me organize this. Q34. Now, as far as YII is concerned, are they going to remove that bus stop over there? They're planning to get rid of Corporal Kennedy Street, but keep 211th. Okay. Let me see where the 211 stop is. Is that the one closer to YII? Let me see. Just for eastbound, because you have the disabled people that take that route. Okay? Oh boy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hope that's not anywhere near YII. I'll have to see for a second here. Alright, so Joy Jung may be asking this question. YII, did they listen to you, Andy? It looks like they did, because they're going to keep the 212th Street bus stop in both directions. So that's the good news. So at least the disabled over there, you guys got a victory. Alright? I spoke up for you guys. I did it when that second plan came out in 2021. Alright? So if you have anybody to thank, it's me. Okay. And then we got that taken care of. So, Northern Boulevard and 232nd Street. So now they're going to keep that one. So I want to see what's going to happen with Douglaston. Okay? Douglaston. No, I'm thinking that's further east, you know. 243rd, 244th. Okay, good. So they're keeping those. Because I'm sorry, but the disabled over there, they need their bus stops. You can't just take them away from that area. Alright, that's good news. Okay. Alright. Yeah, Pembroke Avenue and Glenwood Street. I think that's near the Q12, but I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, any westbound stops they're planning to get rid of. Should be concerned about here. Okay. I just want to see here for a second. Okay. So they're going to remove the 244th Street bus stop. So wait a minute. There's going to be a bus stop at 245th Street? Oh, okay. Well, I'm fine with that. If it's right by 7-Eleven, I'm for that one, believe me. They must be adding it. I don't know. But we'll see. And then I want to see the westbound stop for Northern Boulevard around that area where 189th Street is. So let's go further down this way. So let's zoom out, make it easier. 189th Street, let's see. Okay, here's 172nd Street. Can you keep that one? Oh no. So you gotta go from 189th Street? Ah, okay. Okay, so 189th Street would be where I would get the new Q31. If I have to go around the corner, then I don't know how that's going to work out. Right? I just want to see what they're doing with the 13 here. Okay, so they are going to keep 211th. That's the good news. So, at least if I wanted... What about the 13? Where's 13? Oh boy, so this is not good. Q13, they're going to get rid of Northern and 212. I'm not happy about that. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Why? What's the point of doing that? So basically now, if you're at YII, I'm going to have to complain to MTA about this next week. I'm going to have to make some notes because I'm not happy about that. I think Joy was mentioning that to look at the 13. Joy, thank you for mentioning that. Man, what a mess. So this is the major thing that I wanted to bring up with the Q31 because I know I made this video way too long and I don't want to, make it longer than it has to be. But there's some good news about the Q31, which I am very thrilled about, and especially I think this is going to benefit the Fresh Meadows real estate market. So I know I'm talking about it, but this might be the reason why our home values stay the way they do. So the good news is there's going to be a brand new Utopia Parkway and Station Road bus stop. All right, so Utopia Parkway and Station Road, which I am very thrilled about. I'm definitely happy about this because now I can walk over to the Q31, wait for the bus over there, and then I at least have direct Long Island Railroad access. So at least for the people here in Fresh Meadows, it's going to make your trip a lot easier, trust me. Because with Auburndale having half-hourly service, it's a big added addition. There's no question about that. So... I know. It's not going to be good that we're not going to have the 31 go down 47th Avenue. But honestly, you know what? I'm fine with this. Alright? If you're going to cut the Q34, at least do something reasonable here. Alright? So, as I said, it's still a mess when you think about the 31 the way it is now. Yeah, before I wrap up this video, I just want to go directly to the Q46 for a second, which I'm still not thrilled about. I'm still not thrilled about one bus stop that they're going to get rid of. Alright? Westbound at Union Turnpike and 190th Street. I am not thrilled about this. Because we know how long that traffic light is at 188th and Union. I'd rather would cross the island on Union Turnpike to make up time to get over to the Q17. But no. They're still planning to get rid of that. Trust me, guys. I'm not thrilled about that. I'm not thrilled about it. To wrap up this video, let's just take a look at the 44. So it's still going to end at the Bronx Zoo, which, as I said, at least they're going to make it accessible to subway stops, which, okay, you want to do that, that's fine. Yes, okay. Merrick Ave, yes, okay. So at least you're going to have access to West Farm Square and East 180th Street on the 2-5 line. Okay. And at least you're going to have access to Parkchester on the 6 train. Okay, so at least they're figuring that out. Alright. Let me take a look at the Q50 for a second. I haven't seen that one. 50 still going to run to LaGuardia Airport. Okay, good. Now, Q70. Alright, good. So the Q70 is still going to run from there. Still going to run from Woodside at least. Okay. Last but not least, let me just take a look at the Q60. I have not even gotten into that part of the plan yet. Where's the Q60? Don't see the... Where's the Q60? Yeah, okay, there we go. There's the Q60. Okay, that's good. Looks like they're keeping the 60 the way it is. That's a good sign, it looks like. So it is going to end up in Jamaica. The 60, where's that going to go? Is it still going to go to Manhattan? Looks like it is. Good. Okay. So I was worried the 60 wouldn't be going to the Queens Center Mall, but thankfully it still is. So there's the 32. Alright, so the 32 is still going to run into Manhattan. So that's the good news, at least. Alright, so the 32 is going to end up right by Penn Station still. So that's good, at least. So at least we're still going to have the Q32. Which, that's very important to have, you know. Q60 will still end over there. Okay. Now, as far as the express bus network, let's just quickly get into that to wrap this video up. So, what are they doing with the QM5? Still going to keep it the way it is? So, I don't get it. Why are we having all these express buses go to Elmhurst? QM110, how many express buses are they getting over there in that area? I do not get it. I just don't get it. There's the QM2. Alright. So we're going to have the QM1, the QM7, and the QM31. Okay. So those are going to be our new express buses. Okay. Just confirming that. Alright. Just wanted to make sure that, you know, we're on the same page here. So where's this QM... So that's the QM6. Okay. So I don't get it. QM6 is going to end... okay, QM6 still going to go that way. Okay. So wait, where's the QM5 going to go? Oh, okay, okay. This is where it's so confusing, guys. I'll have to take a look at it for a second. So I don't get it. Midday, they want 51 buses on the QM5? Alright, so at least they're going to keep the QM5 the way it is. That's the good news, at least. At least it's still going to go on to 188th Street, but, you know... So let's see. As far as what they're planning to keep, they're still going to have 188th and 73rd. Okay, they're keeping that one. Oh, boy. Imagine if they got rid of that bus stop. I would not be too thrilled about that. Alright, I've gone long enough here. We're going to wrap this video up. So that's just a brief overview. And as I said, I'm going to have to make a few notes. Not that many I'm going to have to give to the MTA, but believe me, I'm still not thrilled about, you know, what are they really planning to do here with eliminating bus stops. I'm still not too thrilled about that, okay? So I guess we're going to wrap it up there, guys. That's pretty much it. So thank you all for watching. Again, it's my final look at the proposed bus redesign. And, you know, there's going to be more events coming up. There's going to be stakeholder meetings coming up. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to end it up here. Thank you for watching. And until the next one, please take care.